Max 93.1, the Islands rock. It is that time again for the Wednesday wraparound with our Charlottetown Islanders. And this week joining me, color commentator Luke Mutch. How are you, Luke?
Good, Lee. Thanks for having me on this week.
You're welcome, buddy. It's been a few weeks. We've obviously had Corey and George on, so it's nice to have a chat with you. The team has had a bit of a roller coaster ride over the last couple of weeks, but we are officially clinched for the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting with around 9 games left in the season. And, I mean, it all goes to the second half, 15-5 since 2025. And the Islanders have looked great as we're pushing right now to try to miss Moncton or Rimouski in the first round. We're aiming for a Chicoutimi matchup or maybe even worse than that. But right now, full steam ahead. We're a little bit short-handed with all the injuries, but still playing some great hockey.
You know, and it sounds odd to say, but this is kind of, if you're going to be dealing with injuries, now is the time to do it, to get you that added rest that you need going into the playoffs and helping for what hopes to be a deep run. And naturally, you don't want it to happen due to injuries, but you're not going to complain getting some of your stars a little bit more time to be prepared for the playoffs. Now, they're going to be doing a little bit of a back-to-back home games this weekend with Blainville and Drummondville. What are your thoughts going into those ones there, Luke?
Yeah, Blainville's going to be interesting for me because just the week after, the Islanders are back in Blainville on the 6th. So that one's kind of a quick turnaround that we aren't too used to. Drummondville also a little bit interesting. They haven't been playing their best hockey as of late. We saw the Acme Bathurst Teton beat them just a few days ago, and that was a big game to put them back ahead of us in the standings. So if we want to match them, we got to bring our A game against the Volts, and hopefully we can pull out the points here as everything's just kind of gearing up towards the playoffs right now.
I'm absolutely agreeing with you on that point, and it's kind of, now that we know we have that comfort of being in the playoffs, now it's all about positioning it at that point where you're ending up in the standings. What do you think is going to be Coach Halton's mantra going on into this drive into the playoffs?
I think it's just going to be keep doing the same thing right now. Nobody believes in you guys from the start of the season whenever they started off 3-10, and now all of a sudden we're above 500 by 3 or 4 games or so, and just a great start to 2025. So I think the Jim's definitely going to use the underdog mentality here and also kind of push a little bit to get the guys some experience in the playoffs, right? You look at a guy like Marcus Kiersey, he's never won in the playoffs before. Matty Butler's never won a game in the playoffs. Ross Campbell the same way. So these guys are important cornerstone pieces here for years to come, and they got to get that playoff experience so they know what it's like for the year after and the year after that whenever the Islanders get more and more competitive and the playoffs become more and more important for our hockey club.
That is a very fair point. Now, I'm not trying to frog leap the next couple of games that are going on at the Eastlink Center, but you are going to be helping with the call when they are on the road with Sherbrooke, Blainville again, and Rimouski. We talked about the Blainville game, but what are you thinking with Sherbrooke and Rimouski? Those are two games that, oddly enough, seem like toss-up games, the way the Islanders and those teams have been playing lately.
Yeah, and for Charlottetown, it gives them a chance to sweep both of the season series against these teams. Rimouski is the third best team in the CHL as of right now, and we were able to beat them last time they were at the Eastlink Center along with the Phoenix. So it's just kind of odd whenever you catch those teams. Rimouski, we did catch them in the back game of a 3-3, so there is a little asterisk next to that win, but nonetheless, we did get that win. We'll be playing this game of our Quebec road trip, and we'll see how it goes for us as well, right? We are going to be out Marcus Kiersey and potentially Mathis Vellante for that game. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out and see who's back into the lineup and who's not back and healthy into the lineup yet, and really just kind of see how the first 2 games go against the Rimouski Oceanic.
That's right. It's all about positional now. I'm sure I'll get another chance to talk to you again before the playoff comes into the mix there. And all I want to leave you with, is there anything that you were thinking is the keys to the games as their next 2 games here at home before they hit the road?
Yeah, the first one for me has got to be goaltending. We've had some solid goaltending on this 15-5 stretch, except for one game, and that was against Val d'Or. But besides that, it's been terrific, and because of that, we've been getting so many wins. The other one would have to be depth scoring, and we've seen it. Kyle Powers has really come on quite nicely here, 9 points in his last 9 games. Nathan Leak as well. You take a look at a guy like Pavel Šimik. He has 7 points in his last 10 games. I thought he was the best player against the Cape Breton Eagles last game that the Charlottetown Islanders played. And Owen Conrad, who just had his 10-game point streak snapped, he's not so much depth scoring, but, I mean, he's been a guy who's stepped up great whenever Marcus Kiersey's been out, and I look to see him continue his strong play.
No, that's great. Well, thank you for your time. I can't wait to see you at Eastlink Center in the next couple of days as they got these back-to-backs, and I look forward to hearing your call on the road, Luke.
Awesome. Thanks, Lee. I appreciate you having me on.
Have yourself a great day.